I'll do is that I will just go with the first, my session will be on the commodity derivatives. Then I'll go for the one more type of derivative which is existing. And I'll just tell you what is the importance or the relevance in the today's market. I will just share my screen. Okay. Now, coming to the derivative market, usually what happens is that when we talk about derivative, all of you are able to hear also, right? Yes? Okay.
Yes, madam.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
fine. Now, coming to the derivative market, usually what happens is that I've been seeing this kind of a phobia. When I talk about derivative, no, people just go away. They say it's very tough subject and we're not able to understand. And now this is there in all the minds. So today I'll just tell you how easy this is, and how interesting is this particular subject, and how much it has got an impact on the economy, and what is going to be the vision of another 20 years or 30 years of 2030 or 45 we are just dreaming of, or we are having a vision of with great prime ministers and all that about India in the derivative market. Now, let me first tell you what exactly is the derivative. Now, just put it in a very simple word, deriving. Okay. When I say about deriving, the meaning is that I am getting something from something. When I say the English word deriving, what do you mean by deriving? I am getting something out of something. That's all is the English word. The same concept is applied in the derivative also. I am getting something out of something. But here what we do is that so here what happens is that I'm talking about what I'm getting out of what is my big question. Okay, that is what is today's topic is. Now today I'm giving a lecture to you all. Okay, you're getting a knowledge out of it. When you get a knowledge, you're deriving the knowledge out of my lecture. It is nothing but a derivative. When you derive something, when you get something, when you benefit something, when you value, when you get something out of the certain items of value of it, when you get something, a credit out of it, all that is called as the derivative itself. It's a very simple definition I can talk about. Derivative means I'm deriving something out of something. Now coming to the definition of a derivative. The definition talks about you're deriving out of the underlying asset. Okay. And something that is deriving out of underlying asset, we call that as a derivative, according to the definition. The meaning is, suppose I have a mobile. Is it clear? Now, if I get a value out of it, after 2 months, I call that as a derivative. That means I am deriving a value of this particular mobile after 2 months, certain value. Now, I want to sell this mobile after 2 months. So what I do is that today I'll say my value for 2 months is going to be 1 lakh rupees. So if I sell this, I'm going to get 1 lakh rupees. So this is an asset. So for this underlying asset, I am deriving a value. I call that as a derivative. Very, very simple it is. There's nothing complication about it. Okay. Now, that is what is the derivative term we're talking about. It's a derived value out of the underlying asset. What is an underlying asset? It can be anything. Okay. It can be anything under the sky. Even when I'm teaching also, I call that as an asset, the knowledge that you derive. I think Infosys was the first company to come out with the human capital asset, right? That means what? You're valuing the human capital. You're valuing the work that has been done, which is an intangible one. We call that as an asset itself. So when I derive that value, I call that as a derivative. So asset can be anything. It can be anything that you can talk about. Even the food you eat, you're deriving a value out of it. So I call that as a derivative. So derivative is nothing but out of an asset, if I derive a value, I call that as an asset. So this derivative can be applicable to anything. Okay. It can be applied to the commodities, it can be applied to the currency, it can be applied to the shares and stock. Preetham, Dr. Preetham, can you just mute it? Dr. Preetham. Mute it, don't disturb us. Now, coming to the, I told you, it can be on anything. It can be commodities, it can be currency, it can be stocks. I think you have been hearing the lecture about the stock and share. That's on just now I heard. Even those becomes an asset. Okay, standard of living today is an asset. Water is an asset. Carbon is an asset. Anything and everything you take, if you're going to trade it, it becomes an asset there. Okay. If not trading also, if you're buying and selling also, it becomes an asset. You're deriving a value. Now, that is what the definition talks about. Usually, this word derivative is derived from the word that is from mathematics. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the mathematics. The derivations are there, integrations are there. So, derivation is nothing but I am deriving certain value or giving a solution, but that solution won't be accurate of 100% in mathematics. It will be somewhere very closer to the value. We call that as a derivative there. So same concept is derived or same concept is taken even in our commerce also. In the derivative market, in the asset value, what is a derivative? From the asset, if I derive certain value, I call that as a derivative. Now, coming to the derivative markets in the commodity markets, I'm just talking. Now, usually what happens is that, I don't know how many of you are going to go with this. Now, suppose I want to buy rice. I want to buy rice. After 2 months, I want to buy a rice. So, I derive a value today itself. Is it clear? Usually what happens is that during February and March, many housewives will go buy lot of these groceries and keep it. Maybe today the trend has changed. We get everything online and we want to do monthly or we want to do daily or weekly. This is a trend. But even still, my parents' generation or maybe even my generation, few ladies, what we do is that in February, March, we try to get some groceries and keep it for a year and we stock it there. The reason why I do is that in particular, February and March, the prices will be low there. So I derive the value of an asset and I get the commodity there. So we call that as the underlying asset is going to be the commodity. I'm going to fix a price for this and I'm going to take for it. Now, what's the difference between physical market and the derivative market? In the physical market, what is that? Like INU, what daily we do is that we daily go to the market, buy the commodities and we come and consume it. We call that as the physical market. That means my delivery is going to be the same day. I'm going to fix the price also on the same day. And I'm going to buy the product also on the same day. We call that as the physical market. Now, coming to the derivative market, what I do is that, now today, if I decide to buy, okay, that means in December or something, I want to buy in bulk, or in December, I want to buy more. So today, I will enter into a contract for my December contract. So we call that as a derivative market. That means in December, I'm going to get the product. I'm going to get the commodity. But today, I am fixing the price. Maybe today I'll fix up at 10 rupees or 20 rupees or 100 rupees. But I'll book it and I'll say I'll take the delivery in December. We call that as the derivative market. Okay. What are the different types of contracts we have? Okay. When we talk about derivative, there are different contracts. Okay. Now, there are 4 types of contracts we are going to talk about. All over the world also, we have only 4 types of contracts. That is forward, futures, options, and the swaps. Now, what is the difference between, when I say forwards, the word itself specifies forward means what? In future. That means in coming months, I'm going to get the commodity. In coming months, whatever commodity I'm going to get, today I'm going to enter into an agreement. So today is August, that is October 1st. October 1st, I'm going to enter into contract, but for the commodity which I'm going to take a delivery in December. So we call that as the forward contract. What is future contract? Future also the same. October 1st, I'm entering into a contract, but I'm going to take a delivery in December. Both are same definition. So my question here is that why should I use two different words there? Forwards and the future. Can anyone tell me what is the unique difference between forward and the future? Anyone?
Future
Customized contract. Future is
are
standardized contract.
formalized.
Anyone?
Madam, forward is a customized contract. Futures is a standardized contract. Forward is contract between two parties without the intermediaries. But futures contract is a contract between two parties with the intermediary.
Without?
With intermediary is future. Without intermediary is forward.
No, I think
Forward contract traded in a OTCI market, over-the-counter exchange, and future contracts is traded in the organized markets, and it is standard quantity and standard size.
Any others?
Good morning, madam.
Yes.
Forward means it is agreement, but futures means it is actual exchange, I think.
Okay, somewhere all of you are closer to the definition. Okay, let me give a proper meaning of this forward and the future. Both are same meaning, but why do I use two different words? Now,
Can
usually
you go
what
for this version, ma'am?
Which one?
But
price is fixed in the future, madam.
Ma'am, forward contract usually in the specified delivery dates, ma'am. But whereas future contract in the range of delivery dates, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, all of you are closer to the definition. Then some other person wanted to tell?
Forward is an agreement and future is a contract, madam.
Contract, okay.
Ma'am, I think future is related to exchange, foreign exchange, currency related, and forward is related to commodities.
Commodities, okay. Then
Future contracts are formalized, ma'am. And forward future contracts are formalized contracts, whereas forward contracts are not formalized. It can happen at the will of the parties entering into the agreements.
Okay, now let me put
traded forward contract.
What?
Future is a exchange traded forward contract.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Now, don't use the word forward in future. When you're talking about future, you talk about only future. When you're talking about forward, use only forward.
Because in forward market there is no exchange. In futures market there is exchange. Rest of all same. That's why I used future is a for exchange traded forward contract.
Okay, now, okay. I think almost the definition you have been giving. So let me just put it in a very crisp way. As teachers, we are going to tell. The difference between forward and future is standardized. Forward is non-standardized. That's all is the very crisp difference. But I'll give you the meaning also. See, usually I think in March, April, May, we are going to have a mango season. Already we are in October now. We are going to have a mango season. Or we can take even coconuts also. Every quarterly or something, we are going to have a coconut production also. Let me take a best example of mango production. Okay, we are going to usually get it in April, May or something. Usually what people do is that now they enter into contracts, right? They enter into the contract, whoever has got a farm, mango farm. Now, some intermediaries come over there, they enter into a contract, they say you give up the whole, the production there, I will pay you some money, maybe 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs or something. And sometimes they do enter for a year wise also or a half year wise also, saying that for 6 months, I'm going to take this production, then I'll give you this much money. So initially, he'll pay 50%. At the time of production, after removing all the mangoes, then he will pay that 50% whatever has been agreed. And then he will take away whatever that is agreement between the two parties. Why do I call non-standardized there? The reason I call non-standardized, it is not legally applicable. Two parties enter. If you go to any villages, whoever has got farm, now we don't write an agreement for this forwards. So there what happens is that word of mouth, known people, we enter into a contract there. And anytime I can cancel. Now the seller can say, I'm not interested to give you, you take back your money. And he will cancel it. Okay. Even the buyer also can tell, see, I'm not going to buy anything. I'll give back my money and then he will cancel it. Now, this is non-standardized. We have no legal authentication for this forward contracts. But even today, we are having these kind of contracts. The reason is that awareness is nil in most of the farmers about the exchanges that has been going on with the contracts. Like our parents are still doing it, but when I talk to our parents about these contracts, they say they laugh at us. So we are aware, so we can go ahead for the standardized contract. Coming to the futures I'm talking about, future is a standardized one. It is dealt only in the exchanges, the future one. So when I deal with the exchanges, I think the last definitions we were telling, then they deal with the exchanges. That means it is going to be very standardized. There is a legal formality. Nobody can escape with whatever agreement that has taken place. Now, suppose two party has entered into an agreement. That means what? If I say in May, I want to buy mangoes, or in May, I want to buy rice, today I will enter into a contract. In May, I have to buy rice, or whoever is a seller has to sell it at that time. If they don't sell, if they don't buy, who will be responsible for this type of a contract to give a justification is that the exchanges. So there is a legal cell there, and the legal cell will take the initiative to settle this account of the buyer and the seller. So this is why we called as the standardized contract is the future. Non-standardized will be the forward one, because in forward, nobody can give an authentication or legally fight for it. Coming to the options, we do have options in 2015. We have introduced options trade and all in India. Now, options is nothing but I give to a buyer to exercise this option to buy or sell. I give to the seller to exercise the option to buy or sell. That means both the parties have an exercising authority to buy or sell or cancel. That is an option trading. Coming to the swaps is nothing but they swap the contracts. That means today I want to buy or somebody wants to sell. They swap the contract saying that either you buy or you sell. Now, this is what is the forward, future, and the thing. I think my figure is not coming here. I don't know what happened. I had drawn a figure. Actually, there was a figure actually. Okay, security markets. We'll go into the thing. Okay, let me come. This is my favorite subject, commodity derivatives, and I've specialized in this. So I will just talk about evolution. See, when we talk about derivative, it is not a new word. As I told you, we have taken the definition itself or the word itself from the mathematics. So mathematics itself, it was derived in ancient period. Ancient period itself, this word derivative is been taken into account. So it is not a new word. We have borrowed in our commodities, or we have borrowed in commerce the word derivatives. So again, when I borrow, it becomes again an ancient word. Now coming to the especially only the commodity. See, in derivatives, there are so many different types. One particular type is a commodity derivative. Now, rice futures in China. In China, what happens is that, see, all these Asian countries, we are very prone to rice, eating rice. So coming to China, Korea, Japan, all these people are prone to eating rice. Now in China, I'm talking about 6,000 years back itself. You know what they used to do is that people in those days and all, they used to live in a joint family. Now suppose if I want maybe 1 ton or 2 ton or 3 ton, whatever it is, the rice. Now today what I'll do is that I'll go to the seller and say that I want 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton rice, maybe in December or January, and I enter into an agreement. So what is a proof in those days to enter into an agreement? I need to have a proof, right? So it seems in those days, they used to have these in clay baked one in a shape of a goat or a sheep or something for the identification of a commodity. And suppose if I am a buyer, I will enter into an agreement today and say that in December, October 1st, I enter into agreement. In December, I want 1 ton rice. So they give this particular clay tokens with us. So in December, what I do is that I go to the seller, give this token and take the commodity. So that means what? Today I'm entering into agreement. Today I'm fixing the price. And then in the future, or I'm going to take the commodities. So we call that as a derivative. I am deriving the price of the commodity today, but I'm taking the delivery in the future. That means it is called as a derivative. So it was appearing 6,000 years back itself, these kind of contract. Now, coming to the philosopher tales of Miletus. This is a very, very interesting story I would like to share with you all, because even I find it very nice about this particular derivative transactions in those days. I think all of you have heard of this olives. Have you heard of olives? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we are all used to this olive. Today, I think we are very prone to our conscious about health. So people talk about olive oil now. But in those days, what happened? I think I still remember my parents and all, when we were born, they used to apply olive oil for us for body massage. For babies, they use for this massage this olive oil. It's a very, very good and highly nutritious olive oil, and it's very good in cooking also, in the food products also for the production. It is very good for the medicines. It is very good for the chemicals. In everything, olive oil takes the first priority in terms of nutritious, and it is applied everywhere. Now, Greece is very famous for growing these olives. And what the farmer used to do is that they used to grow olives, and they used to press the oils and take the oil. They had that machine, oil machines productions. They used to take the olive oil, and then do the business in the country. It seems once this tales of Miletus, what he did was, he was a very, very intelligent man. One particular year, there was no production, and all the farmers were facing the problem because there was no olive production, and they could not take the oil, they could not sell, and all of them were facing problem for the money. So this tales of Miletus, what he thought, next year the production is going to be very good. This is what was his predictions. He said, next year it is very good. So what I will do is that now itself I will buy off all the oil machines. Okay, because as it is, the farmers are facing a lot of problems. So they will be readily giving the oil machines, because if I give some money, it will be used for their livelihoods. So he went and bought the machines from all the farmers and kept it. It so happened, according to his predictions itself, next year the olives were excessive in production. So when the production was very excessive, what happened? All the farmers had given the oil machines to tales of Miletus, and then nobody had the machines to take the oil. So finally what they did, they sold all the olives to tales of Miletus there. Whatever production was there, they sold to him. And what he did, he took the oil, he sold it for a very high profit there, and he made the business there. That means he is deriving the price and the production before itself, and then doing the predictions for the olive, that is the derivative market. Now, it so happened, the story says, later on, because he is a very rich man, he gave back all the machines to the farmers, and he gave back what all profit also he got. Now, this is a very nice story of saying that derivative market existed in those days also. And going on in the further also, in 17th century in Japan, I told you, all these countries, we Asian countries, including India, we had our production or eating is rice there. Now in Japan also, they sold the tickets. They used to they used to give the tickets for the agreement that they enter for the purchase and sale of the commodity. That means in rice also, rice, if I want to buy in Japan alone, again it's a joint families, very, very big families, around 50 people. Like in India, we had 50, 100 people and all that. So they used to enter into a contract. They used to take a token there, and then at the time of production or at the time of delivery, they used to give the token and take the thing. Now, this is a story that I'm talking about, the history, how this derivative market has come into the existence, even in the commodity markets. Now coming to the worldwide, I'm just talking this worldwide first, then I'll come to India. In the world, which was the country which started with the exchanges? Now, people always, when I give this lecture, they always wonder, how is this possible? Today we are trading rice. Today we are trading ragi. Today I'm trading potato. Today I'm trading chilies. Anything you name under the sky. All of you, what you had a breakfast in the morning? Can any one or two tell me breakfast in the morning?
Idli.
Idli. Chapati.
Chapati with brinjal.
Madam.
Brinjal. Okay, then tell me some 3-4 items. Rice. Idli is made up of rice and urud dal.
Poha, madam.
Poha. Okay, poha. Then chapati is made of wheat. Then any other item? I have 4 commodities here.
Mudde, ma'am, mudde.
Mudde, ragi. Ragi.
Dosa, ma'am.
Yes.
Dosa.
Dosa, okay, rice and urud dal I told. Methi also, we add little methi there, right? So rice, urud dal, methi. I have 6 items here. You forgot many main things, no? As soon as early morning you get up, what do you take? When you get up from the bed,
Coffee.
coffee, tea, okay? So coffee, tea, coffee, milk. Then with milk,
Sugar.
sugar. So I have got 10 items. We'll stop with it. It will go on. See, all of you had in the morning all these items and you have come here. All the 10 items what you have mentioned is being traded today in the exchanges. Like how they trade the stocks and shares, no? We are trading this. I'll come to this in detail. So all the 10 items are traded. Now, it so happened in 1848, I'm talking about, in Chicago. Chicago is a place, no, it is surrounded with lot of water. It's an island kind of thing. All 3 sides, it is surrounded by water. If you have visited America, you'll know. It's been surrounded by the water. So all the farmers used to bring their produce and sell over there because it was easily accessible. So all the farmers decided, let us have an association so it will be easy for us to sell and buy the commodities. That's how they started in 1848. Group of merchants started this commodities trading in Chicago. In 1865, grain trading started. In 1870, it seems 60 million bushels were sold. And in 1990, it was called as Chicago Butter and Egg Board, because along with the grains and commodities, even butter was sold, even egg was sold. But that means, when I say sold, means it was traded. It was traded. Butter and egg was traded, and the exchange was called as Chicago Butter and Egg Board. But later on, there were so many commodities coming inside for the addition. So we cannot be naming for each commodity. So finally, it was called as Chicago Mercantile Exchange, that is CME. That first it was called as CBOT, Chicago Board of Trade. And later on, in 1919, it was converted to Chicago Mercantile Exchange. In those days, there were 3,600 members, but today almost it touches more than a lakhs together, the membership goes on. So the first exchange of commodity started in the world, that is Chicago Board of Trade. Now it is called as Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Okay, one more exchange started worldwide, second one. In 1872, again, in New York, what happens is that lots of dairy products were produced. So dairy merchants came together and they started selling cheese and butter, milk, okay, egg and all this. It was called as Cheese, Butter and Egg Exchange. Even dry fruits, canned goods, poultry, all these were sold there in 1872. And it was called as New York Mercantile Exchange, NYMEX, New York Mercantile Exchange. But later on in March 2008, Chicago Mercantile Exchange acquired New York Mercantile Exchange. Okay. Now, this is Chicago Board of Trade. Because I regularly visit that. Regularly, I visit Chicago Board of Trade and we do a lot of research work for the teaching assignment. So this is the Chicago Board of Trade. I think if anybody goes to Chicago or America, please visit. But you need to take prior permissions and all that for that to enter. You cannot enter and walk in there. You know what? There are 30-40 floors there. Each floor trades for each commodity. One floor trades for rice. One floor trades for juice. One floor trade for eggs. One floor trade goes for bullions. One floor goes for grains, like that. Each floor has a trading thing, and you have options also there. Okay, there is a pit. I think all of you have learned in your, or you might be teaching also, no, pit trading. Can you remember pit trading? Okay, people stand there and people used to shout. I'm just talking 40 years back, even before the technology came into the existence. Still, we have in New York Exchange and Chicago Exchange, because for the option trading, there is no technology in America. Can you believe this? There is no technology. So we should be very, very proud being Indians. Our innovations, our technology is super succeeding even the developed country and the super country America. In India, we have option trading with lot of technology involved. They don't have proper technology, because option, when I was talking to them every year I visit, and so we have a lot of discussions and I'm there in the meetings. So what they say is that option is a contract where any minute you can cancel, any minute you can make it up. So technology is not supporting them. And as it is, America is developed with technology. To rechange or to reshape it, it takes billions of dollars to investment. So they're not touching it. But we in India have an excellent technology in terms of trading capacity. I'll just tell you where we India stand also now. Now, this is New York Mercantile Exchange. Okay, this again, I'm telling here, it is very difficult to enter. Only specific people are allowed here, and it is no cameras allowed, nothing is allowed. It is highly secured, and we have a dress code for this. You cannot, usually when I go outside country, I
I think we are not able to hear Nirmala.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Some network issues, madam side.
Madam, not audible, madam.
Yes, sir. Madam is. Hello.
Hello, madam, not audible, madam. Only white screen is there, madam.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂತೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 2 minutes. ಹಲೋ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಹಲೋ.
Yes, madam.
Okay, madam.
5 minutes wait.
Yes, madam.
Okay, madam.
Madam, we were supposed to get tomorrow's timetable, madam. Sir said he will send it yesterday only.
Second week.
Yes, second
Yes, sir.
week.
Yes, sir. You will wait and
Is there tomorrow is holiday, madam?
Tomorrow. Yes, sir. Today is send 5 o'clock.
Tomorrow is off, madam.
Half, ma'am.
Okay.
Holiday, ma'am, tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Madam, is it possible to upload the file? Not getting upload the file.
Today evening, sir said asked us not to try also, no, sir. It's under process, he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
And anyway, we have
after,
till, yeah.
Sir told afternoon onwards.
Today afternoon or today evening?
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So
have
in the
test
night,
now in the same link.
we can try it in the evening, late evening, or maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, because the link is not opening.
Yes. No, that is,
Test
they'll give another link, they said, no?
For the test, they said the website link is, the link which they have given for all the assignment and two tests. The same link is not opening.
No, he said they'll give one link for both the exams. I think so. That is what is my understanding. They'll give one
Did
link
you open
for
the link? Because the link is not connecting.
It is under construction, madam. It is still under construction, madam.
Because afternoon we have test now.
I don't know. So they might do something. They might provide some alternative link, I believe.
Not audible, madam.
Audible? You're able to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, able to hear?
Yes, sir.
But PPT is not visible, ma'am.
Not visible. Can you read? See Please tell me if people hear.
Madam, voice is breaking actually. We're not.
ಹಲೋ ಕಾಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ರಮಣಿ ಮೇಡಮ್
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಯಾಕೋ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ
ಸರ್
ಮೇಡಮ್
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇದೆ, ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಗೌಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Hello. Hello.
Login.
Madam has come.
No, ma'am, your voice is breaking, madam.
No. Hello. Is it clear?
No, madam.
Stable, madam.
No, madam. No, madam.
Change after T-billing. T-billing change.
Stuck up things.
Internet connected. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You're able to hear?
Yes, ma'am. Now
Is it audible?
yeah.
Now
audible.
better, madam. Better, madam. Better.
But it is
Okay.
breaking.
Okay.
Voice is breaking.
Wait 1 second. Screen is, you're able to see the screen?
Yes,
Screen
ma'am.
is visible, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
My voice is clear?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
better, madam. Better, madam. Yes, yes. Continue.
Hello? Is
Yes,
it clear? Is it?
continue, ma'am.
Sorry. There is a net problem here. Okay. We will just go with it. Now, as I told you, this is the New York Mercantile Exchange. Now, coming to the main exchanges in the world, outside Lockman. Main exchanges in the world is Chicago Board of Trade. Now we call it as Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And they have all agricultural products. As you all told me in the morning, 10 products is specified. Everything more than that, it is been traded. Then we have Intercontinental Exchange, that is in Georgia. New York Mercantile Exchange. Then LIFI, London Exchange, for the currency, for currency derivatives. Tokyo also is doing extremely well in all commodities and everything. I'm focusing only on commodities. Then Tokyo.
Network issue.
Madam, your voice is not audible now again.
In 1848.
I think madam disconnected, I guess.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Audible, madam.
You're able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Madam, yes.
if you can just see, our Chicago exchange in the worldwide first exchange started in 1848. Okay. Now we are in 2024. So how many years can you just tell me? How many years can you tell me?
Madam, make it slideshow.
Existence.
Slideshow.
You're not able to see?
We are seeing, madam, but if it is a slideshow, it is better.
It's okay. Okay. Now, coming to 1848, we started Chicago Exchange first in the world. Now, we are in 2024. How many years of existence can you tell me? 176 years of
76.
existence. Yeah. Now, coming to our India. India, in 1875, we started Bombay Cotton Trade Association. That means all this cotton and all this thing was traded. Now, 1875 to 2024, how many years it is? Can you tell me how many years it is? 149 years.
149. 149.
Yeah, 149 years. So, Chicago started, and as on today, it is 176 years. We started in 1875, and it is existing of 149 years. In 1900, Gujarat Mandi started for oil seeds. Then 1919, Calcutta started with futures with a raw jute. 1920, we started with the bullion, gold, silver, and all that. Then 1927, we started East Indian Jute Association, again with the raw jute. 1939, they banned. Okay, now this is a problem in India. In India, what happens? We're always first in everything. In India, we stand first in everything, in all innovations, everything we stand. But in between, due to some political disturbances, what happens is that they stop everything. They pull down everybody down. This is a problem in India. So same thing happened even the commodity. In 1939, they banned after the Second World War, saying that because of commodity, there was an inflation. Okay, this was a reason given. They banned totally Okay. Imagine 1939 they banned, and today we are in 2024. But again in 1952, suddenly they realized, oh no, after independence, there is some kind of an income, some kind of an, improvement in the economy with the commodities. So in 1952, they bought an act called as the Forward Market Act was passed. Okay. And it was called as Forward Market Commission was set up. In 1955, gold and silver was banned. For no reason it was banned. 1980, they lifted the ban. Okay. In 1994, after Narasimha Rao bought into the liberalization, all that LPG, in 1994, they set up a committee called as a Kabara committee. And that committee gave a report saying that commodity derivatives should be there, trading should be there. It will definitely boost the economy. So in 1994, they recommended it and they introduced. And in fact, in 2001, we started our commodity national exchanges, I'm talking. Till then, it was closed. We had only regional exchanges. We had 26 regional exchanges. It came down to 12 now. As on today, it has come down to 12, but it has come down. Almost all the regional exchanges are closed. We have only 4 or 5 exchanges because we are having the national exchanges. National exchanges started in 2001. I know very well because I'm associated from then. And in 2004-5 only actual trading started. That means what? Hello, can you unmute it? In 2004, we started. Today, we are 2024. That means what? We are existing of 20 years. Even though we started 1875, it was banned, it was closed for 175 years. But we started only in 2004 or 5. I can say exactly 20 years. It's just an infant baby. Our exchanges are infant baby. We have started 6 national exchanges. Okay. Now, all this I've just explained to you. Okay. These are the regional exchanges, I can say. Bikaner, we had Bombay, Chamber of Commerce, Central India, Cotton Association. All these were regional exchanges. They have closed it. Now, these are the commodities that are traded in India. I've just listed very few, but there is so many. All the commodities, what I told, no, day in and out you eat, day in and out you work with that. All are traded in the exchanges. Jute, turmeric, coriander, cardamom, pepper, red chili, jeera. Then all type of oils are traded. Chana. Then all gas is traded. Everything is traded. All bullions. Gold, silver, copper, aluminum, lead, steel, nickel, platinum, zinc, tin. Everything is traded. Vegetables, potato, barley, maize, then wheat. Everything is traded. Coming to others like almond, coffee, rubber, gur. What is gur? What is gur?
Jaggery. Jaggery, madam. Jaggery.
Yeah. Isabgul seeds. Carbon is traded. Mentha is traded. Then gore seeds. What is gore seeds here? Gorgum and gore seed. Can anybody tell me what is gore seed and gorgum? Can I tell in Kannada? Gorikai anta kelidira? Gorikai.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Beans. It will be
Yes,
like a
madam.
beans one.
Chavlekai antivala, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Gorikai. That is called gore seed and gorgum. This is the highly traded and the highly voluminous all over the world, highly nutritious. After I entering into commodity markets, in fact, at least every alternate day, I cook this vegetable because it is highly nutritious. So I recommend to all of you to eat this every day, especially in North Karnataka, they eat this. Lot of them eat. So I recommend all of you to eat this and then give it to your children also. Okay. So gorgum and gore seeds. Now, these are the 6 national exchanges today existing. We started our operation in 2004. We are just 20 years infant baby. Multi-commodity exchange called MCX. Then NCDX, National Commodity Exchange. National Multi-Commodity Exchange. ICX, that is Indian Commodity Exchange. Then AC Derivatives and UMIL, that is Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad was a regional one. They converted to national. Then Universal Exchange. Now, I've just given certain values, how much we are trading. I've just given last year value, 2023. I have not taken this here. Now coming to 2023, see in lakhs how much it is traded. Quantity, how much it is traded. We are exceeding everything. Now, as I told you, in vegetables, Gore seed is the first which is standing in the world for the volume of trade and volume of production. We are very good in our production, especially South and Maharashtra. They grow this highly in production, highly in the what's the nutrition values in it, okay, and it ranks first in terms of quality. So we are highly traded with Gore seed. I've written here. Then gold, silver, crude oil, chana, chickpeas, urud dal, soya, gur, gorgum. I told they take a gum out of this gourd vegetable, gorikai, that gourd seed. So they take a gum. It is used in medical, all tablets. Then in all they use, in anything and everything you specify, they use this. Tur dal also is highly traded. Okay. Now, this is the ecosystem of the commodity markets. Now, you must be asking me a question. Madam, what is it? How do we know? You're talking about trading, like shares or trading. Now, shares has become non-paperless. That means everything is electronic. Now, this also is electronic. So, how do I buy rice? Usually, we women or anybody who wants to go buy rice means we put in our mouth little, we taste it, and then we buy, or we see the quality and buy. That's how we buy, right? But how do I buy rice through exchange is a big question mark, right, for you all? How do I buy ragi? How do I buy chana? How do I buy tur dal? How do I buy chili powder? How do I go for dhania powder? I'll just tell you what is the procedure that to go for buying. If anybody has a land, if anybody is growing all these things, kindly go for trading today. And we have a commodity market ecosystem. We have exchanges. We have investors. We have trading members. We have clearing members. Clearing banks are there. Clearing corporations are there. Custodial, warehouse, e-registry, assets. All this is inbuilt in the exchange. There's nothing separate. Everything is inbuilt. So only I call that as a standardized exchange. Standardized contract. So nobody can cheat anybody here. Now, coming to the infographics, I've just given how commodity markets have grown for your information. Now, who are the participants here? All over the world, we have only 3 participants. Any trade, I think you might have heard of, you just told me about, you had a session on stocks, right? Who are the 3 participants, even in stocks and shares? Can you tell me? Who are the 3 participants?
Hedger, arbitrator, and
Buyer.
speculators.
Hedgers, arbitrators, and speculators. These are only 3 buyers. Speculators, arbitrators, and the hedgers. These are the only 3 people all over the world who operates it. Who are the speculators? Tell me fast. Who are the speculators?
One who, yeah.
They are ready to take the risk. They are having specialized information.
Okay, all that is okay. Now, today, if I want to tell my daughter or son who is a speculator, I cannot give this definition. If I want to explain to my mother, I cannot give this definition. So, how will you tell your mother who is a speculator?
One who will purchase at lower price and sell it at a higher price.
No, madam. In simple language, I would tell your mother.
Traders.
Gambler.
Traders.
If you tell all this word, your mother will understand?
No.
Buyers. How will
Buyers.
you tell your mother?
Broker,
Who
madam.
are the speculators? No. You and me are called speculators.
Madam, you're on mute.
If I trade, you trade, we're called speculators.
Who is that, madam?
So if I want to explain to your mother, I will say, if I am trading, if my mother is trading, I'm calling them speculators. Every day, in and out, we are having this kind of trading activities. We call speculators. Who are hedgers?
Madam, repeat, madam. We lost your connection, madam. Who are speculators?
Now you're able to hear? Now you're able to hear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Speculators, you and me are called speculators daily who do the trading. So you can tell your mother, your son, if you and I trade, I call speculator because I'm speculating the price. I'm increasing the price, decreasing the price.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
Now, who are the hedgers? Hedgers
Madam,
are the people
who are already exposed to risk.
Madam, those who trades intraday means buying and selling
there is a market is there, no, madam? Morning 9 o'clock it opens, and for intraday it closes at 3 o'clock. If you are selling, if you are not selling, the market will sell out. If you are sold out earlier, it will buy automatically. They are called as speculators. So daily, those who are buying and involving the activities.
So like who will do it? Like you and me will sit daily, right?
Yes, yes.
That's what I'm telling. To put it in a very simple word, see, when I talk technically, all these statements, like you told, very technical statement definition, people may not understand. That's the reason. Okay, who are the hedgers? Hedgers are who are hedging the risk.
Exposed to risk and they want to minimize the risk.
Yeah, yes. They want to hedge the risk. They want to transfer the risk. Who is an arbitrager?
Arbitrager who wants to make riskless profit by buying in
who
one
buys
market.
at the lower
He
rate.
buys from one market and sells in another
in
market.
lower rate and sells at the higher rate. Those people are called as the arbitrators. You're able to understand?
Yes,
now
ma'am.
This is what I want to tell you. MCX, if we see that, it says 5th largest in the world. MCX today is the 5th largest. When did MCX start? Multi-commodity exchange. Yeah, multi-commodity exchange started in 2004. We are just 20 years old. Today, what is the position of MCX? It is 5th largest, okay, in the world. Now, when did Chicago started? 1848. How many years of existing? How many years of existing? 176 years. Where is 176? Where is 20 years? Where is my multi-commodity exchange? Can you imagine this? If India can stand 5th for 20 years, imagine if we had all these exchanges for 148 years, where we would have stood today. Okay, now this is what I want to tell. India has got all commodities. I'm doing a lot of research on this commodity derivatives. I've done on a lot of commodities. We stand 1st rank to 5th rank in terms of quality and volume. You take any commodity, you take spices. When I say spices, what comes into your mind? What comes into your mind?
Pepper,
cardamom.
Cardamom.
Yes. We people talk about cardamom, then we talk cinnamon, then we talk about only lavanga, that is this one.
Cloves.
Cloves. Only this thing. No. When I talk about spices, it includes almost 180 commodities. It includes even chili powder, jeera powder, dhania, everything it includes. In fact, we are very, very famous for that. Chili powder, chilies are famous in Guntur. Okay, Guntur chilies are very famous.
Badgi in Karnataka.
Yeah, Badgi. See, what I mean to say, we rank 1. We rank 1 in terms of the quality and volume. See, why I'm telling is, it stands 5th in the commodity options. It ranks 7th largest in the commodity futures.